Welcome back to Fame Unfolded, everyone. I'm your host, Ethan, and today we are talking about football. Not the kind where you actually use your foot, but American football, where big guys throw an egg-shaped ball and smash into each other like bumper cars. Have you ever wondered how many piggy banks these superstars need for their massive paychecks? Today we are counting down the top 10 richest American football players. Let us jump right in before I fumble my words. 10. Steve Young, $160 million. Steve Young used to play for a team called the San Francisco 49ers, 1.1. He was a quarterback, which means he was the guy throwing the ball, running around, and trying not to get squished by giant defenders. Steve is super famous because he threw the ball with his left hand. Do you know how hard that is? Try writing your name with your left hand if you are right-handed. It looks like a chicken walked on the paper. But wait, how did he get $160 million? Did he find a magical treasure chest in his backyard? Nope. After he stopped playing football, he put his smart brain to work and started investing in businesses. That means he used his money to buy parts of companies, and those companies made him even more money. With $160 million, Steve could buy an ice cream cone for every single person in a huge city, and he would still have enough money left over to buy a solid gold bicycle. He could probably build a castle made entirely of macaroni and cheese. But instead, he is just a smart businessman. What a smart cookie. 9. Drew Brees, $180 million. Coming in at number 9 is the legendary Drew Brees. He was the star of the New Orleans Saints. Drew was not the tallest guy on the football field. In fact, compared to those giant defensive players, he looked like a friendly neighborhood baker. But do not let his size fool you. Drew threw the football so many times and so accurately, his arm must be made of high-tech rubber bands and lasers. He broke almost every record for throwing the ball. So how did he get $180 million? Well, besides his giant football paychecks, he did lots of commercials. He sold blue jeans, shampoo, and probably even invisible jetpacks if they asked him to. Imagine having $180 million. You could buy a lifetime supply of fluffy socks for every grandpa in the world, or you could buy 1,000 pet monkeys and give them all tiny little football helmets. Drew decided to buy some fancy houses and give a lot of his money to help people in need, which makes him a real-life superhero without the cape. Though, to be honest, a cape would look pretty cool on him. 8. Eli Manning, $200 million. Next up is Eli Manning. Eli played for the New York Giants for his entire career. Now, Eli is famous for two things. First, he won 2 Super Bowls by making some of the most unbelievable topsy-turvy plays you will ever see. Second, he is famous for making the funniest, goofiest faces while playing. Seriously, if you pause the TV while Eli is throwing the ball, he looks like he just accidentally ate a sour lemon. But nobody is laughing at his bank account because Eli has $200 million. He comes from a family of football players, like a royal family but with more bruises and sweaty socks. With all that money, Eli could buy a massive amusement park and ride the roller coasters all by himself all day long. Or he could buy 1,000,000 giant teddy bears and build a fortress of fluffiness in his backyard. Imagine hiding from your big brother in a mountain of stuffed bears. Today, he makes funny videos with his brother and tells jokes on TV. He proved that you can be super goofy and still become richer than a pirate captain with a map full of treasure. 7. John Elway, $230 million. Galloping into the number 7 spot is John Elway. He was the superhero quarterback for the Denver Broncos, a team named after wild horses. And boy, did John have a wild arm. He could throw the football so far and so fast that it probably broke the speed limit. The police must have been trying to give the football a speeding ticket. John won 2 Super Bowls right at the end of his playing days, like a grand finale at a fireworks show. But John did not just stop making money when he took off his helmet. He went into business. He owned big car dealerships. Imagine going to buy a car and the guy selling it to you is a giant football legend. With $230 million, John could buy a real beautiful horse for every single person in his neighborhood. In fact, he could probably buy a whole zoo just for fun and teach the penguins how to play football. Instead, he owns steak restaurants where people go to eat giant dinners. Just imagine having so much money you never ever have to wash your own dishes again. That is the true dream, folks. 6. Aaron Rodgers, $250 million. At number 6, we have Aaron Rodgers. For a very long time, Aaron played for the Green Bay Packers, a team located in a place so cold your nose might turn into an icicle just stepping outside. Now he plays for the New York Jets. Aaron is known for throwing the ball perfectly into tiny spaces, like threading a needle while riding a unicycle. He is also known for being a very interesting fellow. He likes to go on silent retreats, where he sits in a dark room and does not talk for days. Could you imagine being quiet for that long? I would explode. With his massive $250 million, Aaron could buy all the cheese in the state of Wisconsin and build a giant cheese castle. He could have a moat made of melted cheddar. Or he could buy a spaceship and try throwing a football on the moon. Right now, he does a lot of commercials with a State Farm insurance company, telling everybody about discounts. I wonder if he gets a discount on buying his own private island? With that much money, he certainly does not need to use coupons at the grocery store. Hey, are you enjoying this video so far? Before we get to the top 5 mega-rich football stars, make sure to smash that subscribe button. If you do not subscribe, a giant football player might come and eat all your chocolate chip cookies. Just kidding, but please hit subscribe anyway so I can afford my own giant piggy bank. And maybe give this video a big thumbs up while you are at it. It helps out the channel, and it makes my grandma very happy. Alright, let us get back to the countdown. 5. Russell Wilson, $270 million. Starting our top 5 is Russell Wilson. Russell has played for the Seattle Seahawks, the Denver Broncos, and a few other teams too. He is famous for scrambling around the field, running away from giant defenders like a fast little rabbit escaping a pack of slow bears. He also married a very famous pop singer named Ciara. Together, they are like a superstar superhero team. Russell has a gigantic $270 million. How did he get all those dollars? Massive football contracts, lots of commercials, and starting his own clothing brand. With $270 million, Russell could buy a private jet just to fly his dogs to the dog park. He could buy a million video game consoles and hand them out to kids everywhere. Or he could buy a giant trampoline the size of a football field and bounce up to the clouds. He is also known for visiting children's hospitals and being a very nice guy. It is always great to see someone with a mountain of money share their time and smiles with people who need it. A big high five to you, Russell. 4. Patrick Mahomes. $300 million. Zooming into number 4 is the magical Patrick Mahomes. He plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he is currently the most famous player in the whole universe, or at least on Earth. Patrick plays like he is in a video game. He throws the ball without even looking. He throws it underhand, and he throws it while jumping in the air. It is like he is performing in a circus. He has very funny curly hair that bounces around under his helmet. Maybe he hides golden coins in those curls because he has $300 million. Patrick signed a contract that was worth $500 million over 10 years. That is so much money, it hurts my brain to think about it. With $300 million, Patrick could buy a lifetime supply of ketchup. Why ketchup? Because he puts ketchup on everything, even his steaks and macaroni. He could build a ketchup swimming pool and dive right in. Or he could buy a roller coaster and put it in his living room. Whatever he does with it, Patrick sure makes football fun to watch for the kids and the grandpas alike. 3. Peyton Manning. $350 million. At number 3 is the legendary Peyton Manning. Peyton is Eli Manning's big brother, and he played for the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. Before he threw the ball, Peyton would stand behind the big guys on his team, wave his hands wildly, and yell out funny words like, "Omaha! Omaha!" I always wondered if he was just ordering breakfast in the middle of a game. Peyton was like a genius on the field, always outsmarting the other team. With his gigantic $350 million, Peyton could probably buy the entire city of Omaha, Nebraska. Peyton makes so much money because he is one of the funniest guys on television. He does commercials for pizza, insurance, and even DirecTV. He could buy a million pizzas and invite everyone in his town to a giant pizza party. Now, he hosts a show on Monday nights with his brother Eli, where they sit on a couch, watch football, and make jokes. It sounds like the best job ever. Being paid millions of dollars to watch TV in your sweatpants? Peyton is definitely living the dream. 2. Roger Staubach. $600 million. Coming in at number 2 is a blast from the past. Roger Staubach. Now, kids, you might have to ask your grandparents about this guy, because he played for the Dallas Cowboys way back in the 1970s. They called him Captain America because he was such a good leader. But wait, football players back in the 1970s did not make millions of dollars playing the game. They barely made enough to buy a nice fancy car. So how on earth did Roger get $600 million? Because he is a super genius at selling real estate. While he was still playing football, he started a business helping big companies find giant office buildings. He worked so hard that his business became massive, and he sold it for hundreds of millions of dollars. With $600 million, Roger could buy 1,000 skyscrapers and paint them all silver and blue like his football helmet. He could buy an entire island and build a giant cowboy boot-shaped mansion. Roger proves that you can be a tough guy on the football field and a super smart guy in an office chair. That is a winning touchdown in the business world. 1. Tom Brady, $600 million. And finally, at number 1, tied with Roger, is the one and only Tom Brady. Tom played for the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He played football for so long that some people think he might be a time traveler. He won 7 Super Bowls. 7? That means he has more championship rings than he has fingers on one hand. He needs extra hands just to wear all his jewelry. Tom has an unbelievable $600 million. He eats a very weird diet to stay healthy, like avocado ice cream. Yuck. Yuck. Or maybe yum? With $600 million, Tom could buy an entire farm of avocados and 1,000,000 ice cream machines. He could sleep in a giant bed made of solid gold bars and use a pillow stuffed with diamond dust. After retiring, he signed a massive deal to be a sports announcer on television for over $300 million. So now he gets paid a mountain of cash just to talk into a microphone about other people playing football. Tom Brady shows us that eating your vegetables, exercising, and working super hard can make you the richest football player in history. Well, that is it for today, folks. Those guys have so much money they could probably build a giant staircase all the way to the moon using only $100 bills. I feel like I need to start practicing my throwing arm right now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Remember to be kind, eat your vegetables, and maybe practice throwing a football in the backyard. Please check out our other videos here on Fame Unfolded, and I will see you next time. Keep smiling and stay awesome.